Hey everybody, and welcome to another Mega Pokemon review here on my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Pikachu Evolution Set. This set comes with 159 pieces, 3 Pokemon, and is recommended for ages 7 and up. The first Pokemon we're going to be taking a look at in this evolutionary line is Pichu, who I think looks absolutely adorable even if his proportions are a little off. Pichu is depicted in the video games and anime being a lot smaller than Pikachu, but in this brick-built set, Pichu is actually the same size as Pikachu and his head is rather large. But with that minor inconsistency out of the way, I do like the design of Pichu here for the most part. As we take a look at the back of Pichu, you can see some good printed detail on the back of his ears as well as his back. And you can see that the tail of Pichu is actually brick built, which typically I'm not the biggest fan of, but I actually don't think it looks half bad with this Pokemon's design. I will say that when you look at Pichu from the side, his body does look a little awkward, but I absolutely love his adorable face print with that surprised expression. Pichu also comes with some pretty good articulation for a figure of this size, so you're able to put him in some pretty adorable poses too. The next Pokemon we're taking a look at is Pikachu himself, who I think has a fairly solid design for what he is. I do like his facial expression with the wink and tongue sticking out. I think that's absolutely adorable. Pikachu does come with some printed detail on the tip of his ears, and as we spin him around to the back, you can also see some printed detail on his tail and back as well. And unlike Pichu, you can see that the tail of Pikachu actually has its own molded piece, which I personally prefer because back in the day when Mega started making Pikachu, they actually had the tail be brick built and it looked a little awkward to me. So I like this a lot better. And again, I do like the inclusion of a different facial expression for Pikachu instead of just a standard face. Pikachu also comes with a pretty good amount of articulation for being such a small figure, and I love how the ears have some articulation because it gives the Pokemon a lot more expressiveness. The last Pokemon in this evolutionary line is Raichu, which out of the 3 brick-built Pokemon that come in the set, Raichu is by far my favorite. I think Mega did a really good job capturing the overall look and design of Raichu in brick-built form. Raichu also comes with a lot of printed detail on the face and toes, and you can see he also has exclusive pieces for his ears and his tail as well. As we make our way around to the back of Raichu, you can also see some printed detail on the back there. Raichu also comes with a little bit more articulation and posability than the previous 2 Pokemon we took a look at, and that has primarily to do with Raichu being a bigger build and just a little bit more complex than the other 2 Pokemon. With the Pokemon out of the way, we're going to talk about the small environmental build that is also included in this set, which is a rather simple but charming build that depicts 2 rooftops as well as a lightning rod, and there's plenty of room to place the Pokemon around it. The lightning rod is a very simple build, but I do like the lightning bolt that is included. There's also a barrel and a roof grate for detail. Inside the barrel are some transparent blue studs, which I think is meant to represent water, which I don't think I would really consider safe being around electricity. On the other roof, there are a couple of studded slope pieces for you to place the feet of Raichu onto, and I really like the detail of this blue building here. I think it looks rather great next to this plain green one. And while this may not be the most impressive environmental build that Mega has ever made, I do think it is a pretty cute inclusion, but as you can see when we turn it around, there's absolutely no detail in the back and it is completely hollow. But for being such a small and simple build, there is plenty of room to place the 3 Pokemon that are included in this set. The Pikachu Evolution Set typically retails anywhere from $15 to $20 online or in retail stores, which for me personally I think is actually a pretty good deal for what you're getting. I think all 3 brick-built Pokemon are respectable in their own right, and I do like the small environmental build included. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like the video and subscribe for more reviews.